Hey there! Welcome to Hiker Homily number 11 for the week of March 12th, I think. I'll look at the calendar because it's right there. Yeah, March 12th. And yeah, we're doing things a little different again this time. Number one, as you probably noticed right away, I don't have my fancy show intro fanfare. And that's mostly what I'm going to talk about on Hiker Homily. This is going to be kind of a non-hiking Hiker Homily this week. I try to kind of have fun, even though my YouTube channel doesn't have a whole lot of subscribers. Those of you who are there, you're awesome. Thank you. But it doesn't have big numbers in any way, shape, or form. But I'm having fun with it. And in part of having fun with it, I have been, doing little introductions and all that kind of thing, and having theme music and all that stuff. It's fun. I've been enjoying that. Unfortunately, I'm doing it all, like I've said before, on my own, and definitely on a budget. Not a whole lot of fanfare. I use the the good old iMovie app that comes with the computer that I use, and all that kind of thing, and it's just all, anything I can get that is free and non-copyrighted and stuff, I kind of work with it there. And that's what I've been doing. Well, unfortunately, literally right in the middle of editing, I was editing the hike report for Feather Falls hike. My MacBook Pro gives me a little spinny wheel and then turns itself off all by itself. Just all of a sudden it's off. And I went to go turn it back on multiple times, and it gets through part of the turn on process and shuts itself back off again. So great, huh? And so that's what's happening. All my, pre-shot intro stuff and all that kind of fun thing is on that computer, and a lot of my important stuff, important documents and pictures and all that kind of stuff, it's all backed up on things like iTunes and iPhoto and in the cloud and all that good stuff. I have a spare hard drive that I store stuff on, so a lot of my stuff is saved. So if the worst comes out, it's I'm not going to lose anything. That's the good thing. But it sure is a pain in the you-know-what, because I'm just I've been having a lot of fun with it and doing fun things, and I kind of upscaled things this year, put some intros in my hike reports and intro music in my hiker thing, and instead of just an update of Hiker Homily, I've got a name for it, and I'm taking on subjects and stuff. So having a good time with that, and that's when things kind of go sideways and my computer decides to crap itself out. So it is currently in the shop. They're going to diagnostic it, and then they're going to give me a call and tell me what's going on. And I have kind of an old backup computer that is technically my son's computer. It was my old computer that we kind of fixed up and gave to him. And so as a backup, I'm going to be able to, post videos and stuff. But at least for the time being, if I end up getting my computer back, the next couple of days, and if they're able to completely restore and recover everything, that's fantastic. I'll just pick up where we left off. And we've had this 1 week of a little something different like this. But if they aren't able, to get my computer back to me, basically just, hey, sorry, we couldn't save any of the data, but we've got everything up and running. So you're starting from scratch with your software and just kind of an empty hard drive. Well, we'll take it up from there, and I will get back on the feet, but it's going to take a little bit longer. If they are absolutely not going to be able to fix the computer, or I do not have the kinds of funds it's going to take to fix the computer, and I end up just having a dead computer for a while and only working on my backup, that means this is what we're talking about for the next little bit, is this kind of more simpler stuff. I'll be still doing things and still talking, but it's going to be a little harder. I'll be right back. It's going to be a little more difficult because all the stuff I've worked on and all the things I've set up, it's gone. So we'll see what happens. But I just want to let you all know that that's kind of where we're at. We're kind of in limbo as far as that goes. And that's for basically the YouTube stuff, because that's really what I was using it for. I still been posted on Instagram, and still been hiking and things like that and getting out there. I did a couple of miles this weekend. My son went out and did some running while my wife biked alongside of him, and I did some basically a walk along Bear Creek at the same time, and that was kind of fun. I got 2.25 miles there, and just so I've been getting out and doing stuff. It's just some of the stuff I want to do to really have fun with the YouTube channel. It's kind of on hiatus until I can figure out what's going to go on with the computer. And if the computer's completely shot, and it's going to you just got to replace the hard drive, and that's $800, it ain't going to happen, at least not for quite a while. It's just not going to happen. And so that means everything's going to be scaled back to being very simple like this. Again, until that can happen, because I'm not necessarily on a fixed income, but being retired, I mean, I get what I get. I don't have the chance like I used to work overtime. If I need something extra, I need an extra $800. Okay, well, that's this many hours overtime. I'll work that overtime, and when I have that paycheck come in with that overtime on it, go off and buy the thing. Yeah, can't do that anymore. And with a daughter in college and a son doing athletics and stuff in high school, we don't have a lot of disposable cash, shall we say. And so I can't just, the hard drive shot, I'll just replace it. Yeah, I just can't do that at this time. So that's kind of how it goes until I can kind of figure out what's going on with the computer and what it's going to need, or if it can be salvaged at all. We're kind of looking at that. So I wanted to get that out there. And that's pretty much going to be Hiker Homily for this week, because I'll get back into doing hiking topics and things next week, no matter what's going on. If I'm still on the backup computer and things like that, or I get my computer back and it's kind of been wiped and just kind of starting from scratch, I'll still do a Hiker Homily with topics and stuff. It may not have all the whistles and bells and introductions and all that kind of stuff, theme songs and everything, but I'll still get one out. But this time I just want to kind of get out there. That's what's happening for now. It's kind of a bummer. I'm a little bummed about it, just because, like I say, I haven't had a huge viewership at the time, but I've been having fun with it. It's just kind of a pain in the butt that, it just seems to be that kind of luck. That I kind of get into it and get things all set up, and it kind of goes sideways on me for just apparently no reason, because just literally there was nothing going on with the computer. It wasn't acting funny in any way. I was just editing movie, and pow, it just turns itself off and won't come back on. And the guy at the shop said it's typically indicative of a hard drive issue, and that kind of sucks, because that usually means replacing the hard drive, which can be expensive. So that's what we're looking at, everybody. But you know what? Those of you who are watching, as always, thank you very much. Appreciate it very much. And if you don't know what I'm doing over here, even though it's not even noon on Monday, I am preparing dinner. How do you like that? It's kind of early, because what I am preparing is the side dish for dinner. Tonight we're going to be having tri-tip. My daughter, by the way, is home from college for spring break. She decided to come home. And I'm like, that's pretty awesome. So she's visiting us from college, and has kind of requested certain meals that she hasn't been able to get while she's been away, living in Georgia. And so tonight we are doing tri-tip, and with that tri-tip we're going to do our famous family green beans. And so right now I am sauteing the onions and the bacon that's going to go with that, and then I will be adding the green beans in, getting it going. And then once the green beans are added in, I'll bring it up to a little boil with some water in there, and then it's going to simmer the rest of the day. The whole day it's going to be nice and simmering and cooking and good stuff like that. And it's going to be good, and it's going to go good with the tri-tip. Because especially since, I don't know if I've even mentioned this on the Hiker Homilies, since I retired, and I'm able to do it, I have kind of taken over handling a lot of our meals. On the weekends we kind of do different things, and sometimes we go out, and sometimes my wife will cook. But for the most part, because she is working full time and I am retired now and am able to do it, I'm the one who takes care of a lot of the dinners, and so she comes home from a day at work, and I've got dinner handled. So that's what I'm working on right now, and all that kind of good stuff. Just in case you were wondering what the heck's going on here, but again, I decided, like I've done before, be a little different now and then. It doesn't always have to be me sitting at a table or with a wall behind me doing the hiker homily. Sometimes I'm going to do it while walking out there, taking walks, or on the trail. Sometimes in the kitchen when I'm working on stuff. Sometimes I'll be doing, coming up soon, we're working on the garden and stuff. I'll be out in the garden doing a topic or two. And so just kind of expect the unexpected there with that kind of stuff. And I think it's a little more fun for me, and probably fun to watch, that it's not always the same background all the time. So anyway, that's what's going on here. I decided to do this brief hiker homily. Should be about half the time that normal hiker homily is, because I'm not doing a hiking subject this week. But a brief one in a little different space while I was working on stuff in the kitchen here. But yeah, other than that, I gotta say things aren't going too bad. I'm just kind of bummed out about the computer situation, but is what it is, and we'll see what happens from there. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. As always, appreciate it. Today is going to be a beautiful day, and then another storm is going to hit us tomorrow, and we're supposed to have that for another like 3 or 4 days. So that's kind of what's going on in California, and that storm is going to bring lots of rain here in the Central Valley, and probably hit the Sierras with even more snow. And it's kind of crazy because here we are in mid-March and we're still getting snow. So the hiking season is going to be weird this summer. It really is, especially in the Sierras, because like last year, we're getting lots of snow late in the season, and that means it's going to be sticking around well into hiking season, when everyone's kind of, they're getting through the desert. The PCTers anyway get through the desert. They're going to hit Kennedy Meadows, and there's still going to be a lot of snow up there in those passes. But that's kind of what it's looking. It's kind of weird. So anyway, storm coming. It's going to be a beautiful day today. I'm going to get out there and do some stuff, and then the next few days I'll be cooped up inside. But other than that, that's what I got going on. Thanks for sticking with me, everybody, and I appreciate all you viewers, and that's about it. We'll talk to you next week when we conclude this saga of the computer, because by then I'll for sure know what's going on. Either I'm going to be on the complete backup and going from there, or we have a computer back in one state or another, and we'll figure it out. So until then, I'll talk to you later.